Hi, everyone. It's Megan Corbett with NORA Community Media. We have three very special guests with us tonight. We have Susan Clare, Casey RUSSO, and KANDI FINCH. They are part of the Making Masks in Norwood group that has been unbelievable. They have made over 6,000 masks so far for Norwood. And Susan Clare is going to kind of give us an overview on how you guys got started and, why are you doing this? Susan?
On Neighbors Helping Neighbors, the Norwood Facebook page, someone mentioned something about masks and nurses needing them. And I just threw out there, would someone like to join me in making some masks for some nurses? And I was thinking maybe 10 or 20 good-hearted people might join me, and we'd sit at home and sew and make masks for nurses. I had no idea that Norwood had this kind of spirit. It got so big so fast, we took over Neighbors Helping Neighbors, and I said, will someone set us up a Facebook page quick, please, because I don't know how. And Erica Macias, one of our members who's unable to be here tonight, said, I'll do that for you. And she set us up with a Facebook page, and then Casey or Erica set us up with an email, and we were in business because we were getting volunteers faster than we knew what to do.
So you started this group, it took off, typical Norwood fashion. Everyone comes together. It's a great community. So many, organizations, they've all just come together. How did you guys decide where these masks go? I know you said like nurses and health officials, but it's become bigger than that. So how do you decide where they go? And do you have to pay for them? Are you charging money for these masks?
No, these masks are entirely free. Everything we use is from donations. It's donated elastic, donated thread, donated fabric, donated labor, and donated money with which we can buy more fabric and elastic. And we don't even always know who made a donation. There have been a few secret donations of cash, $30 here or $50 there. And I've been asked to keep the donor confidential, so of course I will. Norwood Bank was splendid. In just a few days' time, they set up a checking account for us adjacent to the Together Yes, my nonprofit checking account, so that Casey and I could keep this money separate from other monies like community garden and so forth, and so that we could get to it when we needed to order supplies and so forth. And it just took off. A lot of businesses have helped us in various ways, but mostly it's been the residents of Norwood and surrounding towns. We've had people from Canton and Walpole and other surrounding towns whose towns didn't have an initiative going, but who felt this was critical. And I would let Casey tell you what sorts of places we've sent them to, name some of the places, because we have sent some to surprising places.
We really have, yeah. So we started out with a spreadsheet of just local places that were looking for masks, Norwood Hospital being amongst them. A lot of the all the local nursing homes, so Charwell, Ellis, Victoria Haven, Benchmark, all of those. And those were really our primary focus, making sure that all of our local frontline people were covered. The police station, they've gone to Norwood DPW, the light department, the fire department, food services at the schools, so that the staff who are serving all the lunches to the kids every day are protected. Food pantry, we've covered them. And there's been a lot of VNAs and assisted living places, so senior living, seniors at home, they're the caregivers that are going in there. And then as we started getting masks out to Norwood, we started getting requests from other towns as well. So there've been a lot of group homes for people with intellectual disabilities or physical disabilities. Lots of hospitals. We've done Kearney Hospital, Sturdy, the Brigham, MGH, Brockton. So I mean, literally like pretty much everywhere we've gotten masks to. So we've gone as far south as Marshfield. We've gone as far north as Danvers, out to Concord. We've gotten masks to Emerson Hospital for their COVID unit. So, I mean, and I think that now we might actually be close to 8,000 masks and now surgical caps as well that we've gotten out to places. So we really try to prioritize those frontline COVID workers and the ones that really aren't getting the supplies from the state or from their agencies, and they still need to be protected.
Wow. So Casey, you just mentioned surgical masks. So, I mean, surgical caps.
Yes.
So did that come as a request because of the masks?
It did, yeah. So we had a couple of nurses who were saying that the masks were great and how much they really appreciated them, but they were really, the ones working on the COVID units really needed the surgical caps as well, and there weren't enough. So we started just small with just a couple, just trialing it out to see how it would go. And I think we've gotten about 200 or 300 of those out at this point as well. And the requests are coming in heavier for those. The problem with the surgical caps is they require more materials and a little bit more technique in sewing. So some of our more seasoned sewers have switched over from masks to surgical caps now, which has been fantastic.
Now, do you think having the Facebook page, Facebook's a very, powerful tool. It's awesome. Do you think having that spread the word, as Susan mentioned, people in different towns were, reaching out to you guys? Do you think just people talking and sharing and saying, hey, this organization in Norwood is doing this? Do you think that had a big role to play in it?
Oh, absolutely. I think the social media piece has really played into it quite a bit.
That's incredible. Yep, Susan, go ahead.
Yeah, additionally, we have people living in Norwood who are well aware of us, who work at some of these other hospitals. A nurse manager on the COVID unit at Kearney Hospital in Dorchester, which is a huge unit, lives in Norwood. She and her teenage daughter have sewn many masks for us. We'll get calls from nurses saying, I work at Children's, I'll take these masks in if you can get them to me for this unit or whatever. And we try not to turn them down. We just ask everybody to work faster.
Yeah, so, talking about, I want to know what KANDI is sewing. I want to know if she's a seasoned sewer or if she's doing masks or caps.
KANDI has no time to sew. KANDI, tell her what you do.
Oh, all right, KANDI.
Well, so my background, just very quickly, my background is in medical distribution and logistics and supply. So I set up distribution centers for medical supplies and biotech stuff all over the world. So when I saw this start to form on Facebook, I reached out to Susan, I reached out and said, hey, I might be able to help you out a little bit. And Susan and I exchanged, and Casey and a few others exchanged a lot of emails and phone calls. And I said, well, I think this is what you should do. And I think it's going to get really big. And I don't think any of us really understood how big it was going to get.
No.
So I'm slowly making supply
Not
chain
at all.
out of everybody in the team. But with the help of, everybody's input and Sue Jacobs and her extraordinary organizational skills, we've got a pretty good system going. There's only, Casey, 6 of us driving. And all those masks that you see out there and caps that have been delivered, and Casey does drive from time to time when she's not busy making us lists. So my involvement is basically, I help set up the system, and then it's just out. We needed something that was scalable, manageable, repeatable, something that we could do. It's a mass production. We're not a custom shop or a mass production. So we had to have something that we could scale up as the need grew and as we got busier. But we're driving. Casey puts out a list in the morning at like 8:30, I think, when she gets her kids up and starts school. And we'll drive from anywhere from 7 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night, 7 days a week, in the pouring rain, in the freezing cold.
So you guys are hand delivering all of these?
Yes, and all the raw materials that go into that. Plus, we also, the drivers all staple the washing instructions to each mask. We bag the masks in kits of 20. We cut elastic. We make kits for the sewers so they don't have to cut their own elastic or anything. We do everything for them. It's pretty, again, and my other part of my background is I used to do OR efficiency consulting. So I get how all that cross-contamination stuff works and everything. So we wanted to devise a system that we wouldn't be, it's sort of a touchless process. People leave their stuff, they leave bags on their, I feel like a cat burglar or a drug dealer, I'm not sure which one. But we pull up to the house, everybody, I know, everybody gets a kick out of that, but it's really, they call Casey or they email, and Eric and Casey have been great about tracking all the emails and all the requests. So request comes in, we get a list, somebody gets dibs on it, we all divvy it up, we have a group chat that, a text rather, and it goes out, everybody takes a number, we keep track of everything, and then we go to the person's house or the facility or whatever, and we either pick something up on a doorknob or a porch or a mailbox. Sometimes people poke their heads out and wave and stuff, and I've been blessed a lot since I've been doing this by people we deliver masks to, which, hey, the help you can get, right? So, but we pretty much will pick up on porches, doorsteps. We don't really touch anybody or anything. I know I've been Cloroxed to within an inch of my life. So everything comes in and goes out of my car gets Cloroxed, or I have a disinfectant spray I use. But then we come home and we staple the rest of the night, and that's what I'm doing when I leave this call. I'm going to staple masks and cut elastic and make kits. So we all do that. And it's just, like I said, there's 7 of us. And we chat all day long, and it's become a family. I mean, we chat all day long about all kinds of stuff. I mean, but we talk about swapping inventory and who needs this and who's got masks. I don't have any masks, but I'll do that pickup if you can give me some. So we have a barter system going on with all of our supplies. So it works good. We keep everything in our trunks. We keep a mask supply out at Sir Jacob's shed, and it's become an organized chaos, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Nope, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of parts. This is not grabbing fabric and making masks and these caps. You got to cut the elastic, you got to measure, you got to do all different stuff. So how many people are actually involved? Like, you don't have to, but like, you guys have sewers, you have KANDI, you have drivers. Like, you don't have to give me exact number, but how many people are actually involved?
So in total volunteers, we've had probably 200 to 300 people involved in some capacity. So people either donating materials, cutting things, washing stuff for us, putting kits together, sewing. So I mean, there is a lot of hands. Many hands make idle work. So it's definitely.
And we've gotten to know. It's funny because we'll say, "Oh, I've got Jean," or "I've got." You get the ones that donate at least once or twice a week, and so we've gotten to know them all. So we fight over who gets our favorites, right? So we don't have favorites. I shouldn't say that. People donate all the time, almost every day. We have
frequent flyers,
one and done. Any and all. And we're not picky. Any and all.
So donations. Let's get the word out. How can people donate? Obviously, what can they donate? Obviously, money's great to donate, but if say someone has like a spool of material, can they give that to you? Can what can they donate to you? What do you guys need?
We would like it to be 100% cotton, please. Not heavy like canvas. Lightweight cotton like you might use to make a quilt or a dress or something like that, because it needs to be 2-ply and it needs to be breathable. So if anybody has some of that around in your stash, empty it out and give us a call. We'll come and get it. We do the couriers led by our mascot, and that is spelled M-A-S-K-O-T, Charlie.
I didn't even ask her for a cue.
You didn't need to. We're always glad to see Charlie. But the point is that the couriers are very careful. They avoid too many people running around. If we all had to deliver our fabric to each other and finished masks here and there would be a lot of us out there on the road. That is how we spread viruses. So we've cut it down to 6 people who have trained themselves well in how to avoid exposure and how to avoid exposing others. So we take that part of it very seriously.
Absolutely. So how can people donate? Like, where are they sending it? Obviously, they can go to the Facebook page, but say someone doesn't have Facebook and they see this program, seeing you guys. How can they donate? Like, is there an email, a phone number, a website?
Yeah, we have an email. It's norwoodmasks@gmail.com. That will go to Erica Macias, and she will send the email to one of us to go pick up whatever materials are donated. So again, everything is, we do all the driving and the pickup and delivery just to limit that cross-contamination, as Candy and Susan were saying. But like Susan was saying, so 100% cotton is always great. Elastic is always in demand as well.
Per inch.
quarter inch elastic is wonderful. Interfacing to put in the masks is great. Those are really the big three, I think.
And then money.
And money is always helpful. We do a lot of driving, so we have been using some of the money, hopefully, to reimburse some of our couriers for all the gas that they're using driving around. Ink. So we've been spending a lot of money on printer ink. So we've been doing a lot of printing to make those washing instructions for every single mask that goes on. So we've printed out, I think, over 8,000 labels to put on the masks.
Wow.
To get out. We want to make sure, so that's another thing. So we staple the washing instructions on each mask so that when someone's going into the bag to take one out, they're not actually touching the mask, they're touching the paper or the elastic to take them out, to try to keep that contamination piece down as well.
And if
Now,
someone, sorry. If someone does not have the internet but wants to make a donation, they don't have to go to our Facebook page. They would have to have internet. Email us, and we will give them instructions on who to make the check payable to and where they can mail a check.
Now, are these masks washable? How many times can people use them? What do you all those instructions are on there, but for people watching this, what is the care instructions for these masks?
Susan?
Andy, you want to take that?
I got it.
Somebody.
I've typed this enough and copied enough of these and stapled
That's what
enough,
I figured.
So, basically, we encourage, even though the fabric is washed, we do encourage people to wash them before they use them. We don't recommend washing in the washing machine. We recommend that they take hot water, soap, Dawn, laundry, whatever soap of your choice, and just get it all soaking wet and scrunch it all around and swish it around in the hot water, and then rinse it off in hot water and then air dry it. So that's the recommendation, and that's really what everybody at the CDC is saying as well. I mean, hot water and soap are the best things, and vigorous rubbing are the best things for it. So, and we recommend that after they have those on, at the end of every day, they should wash it again.
And don't use fabric softener.
Correct.
Anything like that, because you're going to be putting it on your face and breathing through it. So try to avoid the chemicals. The detergent's fine. It's going to rinse out.
Absolutely. And I think, we've covered everything, but you guys need sewers. So we need Norwood. Are you watching? Reach out. You need sewers. Casey, do you want to tell them, reach out to you guys?
Please. Yep. Again, if you want to reach out through the Facebook page or from the email, norwoodmasks@gmail.org. Sewers are desperately needed. We've got some amazing people sewing right now, but they've been doing it for almost 2 months, and their hands are getting tired and those machines are getting worn out, and you can only make so many masks before you start to lose your mind, I think. I don't know. But more hands would definitely help ease the burden on the people that have been doing a lot of the work.
Absolutely. Do you guys have anything else, or that you want the public to know?
I would personally just like to thank everyone for all the support. I think that there are a lot of people out there that are making masks as well, that are selling them to individuals and things like that, and I think that's amazing. As Susan was saying, we don't charge for any of our masks. Everything is donated, but we will be going to agencies and larger groups prior to getting to individuals. But hopefully at some point we'll be getting there as well.
Okay, so that's a good topic, because you guys you said you've covered like the DPW and hospitals, and so right now, if I wanted to get a mask, you're not doing that yet.
Not quite yet.
Okay.
However, we are talking with the town's committee that runs the Citizens Call Line and the Norwood Fund, because now that we must wear masks, a lot of people who weren't are going to have to if they want to go into a grocery store or something like that. And so people are going to start needing masks for themselves, not just their health caregivers. So we may be able at some point, if the medical need slows down enough, we may be able to shift some masks to the public that way. But we are not interested in selling masks, and we are not interested in selling to individuals or providing to individuals, because then we would need another staff of a few hundred to do that.
So I would also add to that that we've donated to the Norwood, Westwood, Walpole, and as of today, the Canton Senior Centers or Councils on Aging, and they are giving them to their food pantry workers, their outreach coordinators, and all their whole staff, and they're also giving it to seniors who are in need and can't get out to get a mask or need a mask. We've also donated to a ton to Norwood Housing. In fact, there's a woman at Norwood Housing who sews, and then we literally put them in the pile, staple them up, and bring some of them back to. So I just found out today that Pam Schubert from Norwood Housing actually, or somebody, went to all the residents and hung masks on each door. So everybody that is in Norwood Housing now has a mask. And this has been a labor of love by a lot of people. But honestly, we're all tired, but we all do what we do. But I have to say, and I'll say it, I think I said it to somebody else the other day, we're in this to work ourselves out of a job like the Peace Corps. We'll do this as long as we have to, but the goal is not to ever have to do this again. So, thanks to everybody out there who's donating fabric, their time, whatever they can donate. And again, that email is norwoodmasks@gmail.com. I got it right this time, Casey, sorry. But I mean, the Facebook page is named one thing and the email something else. So, but please donate what you can, donate your time. Give us give Casey a call. We're here to do what we need to do.
Yeah, please, Norwood, please reach out. Anything you can do. It doesn't have to be, a donation of money or fabric. It could be your time driving, cutting elastic. There's many ways to get involved. It's not just making masks. So I don't want people to watch this and think, well, I don't have a sewing machine. I can't sew. I don't know how to sew. You can still help out. You can still help out this incredible cause. I'm blown away. You said 8,000, you're up to 8,000. Last week it was 6,000. In a week it's 2,000 masks. That's incredible. You guys all have families. Casey, you said you're homeschooling. People have jobs. I know Sue Marshall says she's helping out, and she's, she has her own company. So you guys are just incredible. You're an inspiration. Norwood Community Media thanks you, and I'm sure the town of Norwood thanks you. But I want to thank you for taking time to talk to me, and keep us posted on your progress. We want to hear from you. We want to see how you guys are doing, and I really had a great time talking with you guys.
Thanks,
you.
Megan.
Thanks, Megan.
Bye, Casey. Bye, Susan.